were y'all here with Mahogany last week? I was like, it was funny because like when I was asking her, so Mahogany, like Tony Blackman, I want to get Tony Blackman on here too. She said, yeah, we got to work out the date. But they work with the State Department, and the State Department has a department for like arts and culture where they hire artists, and the artists go perform in different countries and stuff, right? And they do exchanges with artists that are there, and some of the artists come here and do things, and then some of the artists go there, they perform, they do workshops, blah blah blah. And like they've been all over the world. I mean, all over the world. And it was so, I won't say it's funny, but it was kind of funny to me. But it's not funny, but it's good. So last week I asked Mahogany, I said, oh yeah, Mahogany, tell us about some of the places you've been. And she was like, oh yeah, it's so cool. And we do this work, we do that work. And she was talking about all the cool work she does. And then I said, well, where's some of the places you've been? Tell me about some of your work. And she said that she went to Israel. I was like, screech. I could just feel like the music stop. I was like, third rail, third rail. I was like, of all the places you went, you're gonna name Israel. But it is what it is. I was thinking like that's what we're talking about, like political education, right? Because all of our folks are in different places, and there are a lot of artists who yeah, like go perform in Israel and they don't know why um they shouldn't, you know. And even if they look and say, oh, I know there's some problematic stuff going on in Israel, they don't actually get it. Like they don't actually know why. um yeah. And it's interesting because over here on Black Power Media, I think a lot of us, I'm gonna make an assumption that a lot of us do a lot of work in the community, or we do a lot of, many of us over here are like, you know, leftists, or, Black liberation, Black nationalists, or New African, or some version of, you know, uh, anarchist, communist, socialist, somewhere on the left. Yeah. And have a particular politic about Israel, Palestine, and that's a third rail, right? It's a no non-negotiable. And I think it's interesting when we talk about political education and we talk about growing our movements and we talk about our folks and we talk about bringing more folks in. One of the reasons I did not go 10 toes down on Mahogany after she mentioned Israel is because I don't want to attack her. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like, what the fuck? I mean, my body and my heart said that. I was like, the yeah. But I didn't want to do that to her in that moment. I wanted to hear, what she had to say. I wanted her to like be able to say what she had to say. You know what I'm saying? Like I want her to feel attacked. And also too, I think if folks don't have a particular politic, for me personally, I kind of put folks on a scale. I'm like, okay, if folks don't have a particular politic, I don't have the expectation of them. And then I look at the person, I say, well, is on the scale of like, is this person intentionally like doing this, or do they not know? Now, there is personal responsibility, and it is important for people to, learn and study and learn and these kind of things. I guess also too, when I think about it, I'm like, yeah, I really wish that the collective we had the resources to fund, you know what I'm saying, like a proper tour for people so they don't have to. I'm not saying people have to go to Israel. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that a lot of these artists that are doing the State Department work, I don't know how many of y'all are artists. I'm an artist. I know a lot of artists. And when you make your living as an artist, if you get to a point where you get a pretty good client, whether it's whatever it is, a lot of artists will be like, yeah, this is a particular client of mine that's paying my bills. I have kids. I'm taking care of my family, right? That's not a justification. I guess I'm just wondering, like, yeah, some artists are able to be like, I'm not going there, I'm not going there. But that's making an assumption that those artists have something else, you know what I'm saying, to like take care of their family with. I feel like when we make demands on people, I think it's important that we also, this is me speaking, I feel that if I make a demand on people, that I should also have some way to support that person in the solution. And I feel like in this moment, I could say all day, like, you shouldn't go to Israel. You know, how you going to Israel doing that? You know, what about Palestine? Blah, blah, blah. Who's funding her going to Palestine? Where her plane ticket to go to Palestine gonna come from? Who's gonna, you know, uh pay, like pay for that? And that's not just about money, but I just mean I'm looking at the material reality of stuff, right? Who's gonna, like, if I tell you don't go to do your State Department gig, I want to tell you don't do your State Department gig. Like, that's what's in my heart. I want to tell you, like, man, you know, don't, you ain't got to do this, you ain't got to do that. But then that's just me telling you what you ain't got to do. I don't have something over here like you could do this. You know what I'm saying? And the this that I'm gonna tell you to do isn't like I actually have that thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you could go do it, which means you got to go try to figure out how to get it. And that's just not. Anyway, I just don't try to argue with people who don't identify in the way I identify. Like, now, if it was something where it was like a person is claiming a thing, then maybe I would go 10 toes down. But